Greetings, traveler, and welcome to the Ironlands and to the adventures of Kato Eleri. When last we left our hero, he was leaping into the tent of Temir, a warrior priest of the Veiled Fallen, the splinter group of a genocidal terrorist organization slash religious cult, in order to save his sister Mila from the clutches of this priest who had seen her as a gift from the gods and intended to make her his wife and his high priestess, which she was not particularly into, Kato was not particularly into, and to be completely honest, I was not completely into. So, Kato has, we're just going to launch right into it. Kato has cut through the back of Tamir's tent with his kukri and leaped into the tent, completely surprising Temir. We said that he had entered the fray with a strong hit, which means we can pull up our rules guide here. Moves. Enter the fray. On a strong hit, take +2 momentum, and we have initiative. So we have taken initiative. We did take that initiative. I believe, yeah, we're at +8 now. We set up a progress tracker for Temir. We said that he was a formidable enemy, which means that each time we get a success or deal damage to him, we'll only mark one box for a success. But yeah, so that seems to be that's where we are, and I think we're gonna jump right into combat. Kato has just jumped in. He said he told Mila that he was gonna get her out of there, and I think that combat begins with Kato kind of flinging himself towards this guy and attempting to just like slash the hell out of him. So we are going to. This is a strike move because we have the initiative and attacking close quarters. So we roll +iron. Submit, and we do not have any benefits as far as I know. So strong hit, excellent. Okay, so first of all, let's mark off 2 damage on our boy Temir. And on a strong hit, we inflict +1 harm, so we get a third piece of damage. That's right. And you retain initiative. So after we've done that, so Kato kind of comes in swinging this iron knife, this curved skulled dagger, and he slashes, and I think that that Temir is kind of stunned, and he like backs up and throws up like a forearm and gets a gash across his arm. And Mila, of course, is still tied up in one corner. And with his next move, I think that Kato is going to need to, as his opponent like stumbles back, maybe like trips over a chest and sprawls to the floor, or trips over something and falls to the floor, then he's going to turn and try and cut Mila's bonds. So he is going to, in this case, I think he's going to face danger because he's going to need to do this with speed and agility. He's going to like turn his back to his opponent for a moment in order to cut Mila's bonds. So we're going to face danger using edge. Yes. Submit and +0. A weak hit, we can burn momentum, though, to turn it into a strong hit. So if a weak hit, you succeed but face a troublesome cost. Okay. You're delayed, lose advantage, you suffer -1 momentum, you endure harm, you endure stress, you sacrifice resources. Okay. I think what happens is this isn't like something where we need a strong success, so we're not going to burn our momentum on this. So we're going to take the weak hit, and we will lose. I think we're going to take the -1 momentum because we've jumped in and we had the initiative. We've lost that, and I think we've also probably lost the initiative as we slash Mila's bonds, but Temir is up, and Temir is a freaking warrior. He is a dangerous dude, and he just kind of fucking probably yells and bull rushes towards us, and we will clash because he has the initiative. Clash with iron. And +0. A weak hit. Okay. Clash. On a weak hit, you inflict your harm, but then pay the price. Your foe has initiative. So we'll do our harm to Temir, but he'll also do harm to us, and he is a formidable opponent, which means that he will deal 3 harm. And I don't know. Yeah. Oof, man. Okay. So we are going to take that, and then what happens when you take harm below? Oof, this is our first time taking harm below 0 hit points. So we're going to pull up our rulebook here, and I am putting it bigger on the screen than I did in the past because I would like you guys to be able to read along if you so desire. But harm. Okay, inflicting harm, enduring harm. When you face physical harm, blah, 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 blah. Okay, when you are at 0 health, a miss on the endure harm puts you at risk of suffering or dying. There are 5 ranks of harm. What happens when our harm goes or when our health goes below 0? Inflicting harm. Each point of harm. Endure harm move. I guess we have to check out the endure harm move on page 91. Okay. Endure harm. This is moves on page 91. Alright, endure harm. When you face physical damage, suffer minus health equal to your foes. Okay, if your health is 0, suffer minus momentum equal to the remaining health. So that we took 2 damage, and we'll take another -1 momentum, so we're down to +6. Then roll plus health or plus iron, whichever is higher. And we will roll. Our health is 0, so that doesn't help. But we'll roll plus iron, which is luckily one of our better skills, and we'll just make the endure harm move. So now that we can just put that away. Bing, and we will endure harm. So we will roll moves, endure harm with iron. And we have +0. So, oh god, it's a miss and a complication. Okay. Whew. Okay, on a miss, you suffer -1 momentum. If you are at 0 health, you must mark wounded or maimed, if currently unmarked, or roll on the oracle. Okay, so suffer -1 momentum. Another one. Fuck, we should have burned that momentum when we had the chance, it looks like. And a complication. Oof. If you're at 0 health, you must mark wounded or maimed. I mean, that makes sense. I guess we're wounded now. Shit. We're getting destroyed. Wounded. Ay. I guess I need to look up what wounded means, because I haven't had to check it out yet. Wounded. Oh, man. Conditions. Wounded. May be marked when you are at health and fail to endure harm. Page 91. If you are wounded, shaken, or unprepared, you cannot increase the associated track. If you are wounded, you cannot increase health. Oh my goodness. Can be cleared when you succeed on the appropriate moves. For example, scoring a hit on the heal move can clear the wounded condition. The shaken and unprepared conditions can... Okay. So, man, I guess we're gonna... Man. We are... Temir is a freaking dangerous man. Okay. We're wounded. We suffered our minus momentum and a complication, so I guess we have to roll. Gosh, I guess we have to roll on the oracle table. Man, you are dying. You need to heal within an hour or 2 or face death. I guess this is just gonna be like, here's the end of chapter 2. We're done, man. Oh my lord, you are dying. Okay, I think that the only thing that makes sense is to figure out to roll to see like, we've cut Mila's bonds now, and does she have the chance to take an action as, like, Temir roars and comes at me and just knocks me to the ground, and then just probably just, like, he just fucking, like, pummels on us. Like, this is, like, I'm imagining, you remember, we gave him, like, this Bane mask, and I'm imagining, like, he's just this, like, freaking big, jacked warrior priest who's just, like, fucking wails on us, like, blood spatters everywhere across his fist, and, I think that, you know, that we are unconscious, and we have to see what he does with us. Does Mila have a chance to do anything? I mean, I guess we can roll on Ask the Oracle. I think it's likely that she has a chance to do something, but maybe she's just not fast enough. So, does she have a chance to do something? Yes, she does. What is it? Let's see. Action and theme. Finish revenge. Oh, man. Okay. Mila, I think that Mila has a chance to, like, pick up the kukri and attack Temir herself. Now, the thing with Ironlands is that NPCs don't actually have, like, actions in and of themselves, so they can't actually, like, help in combat. But I think that in this case, with this kind of, I mean, we were given this role, Finish Revenge, I don't think that she can just... Could Mila have just killed Temir? I don't think that's possible. I think that's, like, extremely unlikely. But I think that she does have a chance to, like, maybe, like, slash him a couple times and drive him back. So let's just, I mean, this is Mila attacking Temir, and I think we need to roll just another oracle to see what happens, because, like, we are out of the fight right now. We've been smashed in by, like, a fist the size of a ham hock. War. Give me a theme. War weaken. So, the result of Mila's attack on Temir is weaken the war. War has been weakened. I think that what that means is that he faces a setback in his war against the Ironlands per se, and maybe he is wounded, and he may, like, okay, here's what happens. She manages to escape with me, and that weakens him in front of his people, and, she, like, slashes and slashes with the kukri. She picks it up, and Mila, like, comes at Temir as he's, like, pummeling Kato in the face, and Kato is, like, fucking out cold, but just continuing to get wailed on by this freaking absolute insane maniac of a warrior. And suddenly, like, Temir rears back, and Mila just comes in and just stab, like, right in the shoulder, in the arm, in the side of the chest, and Temir, like, flings her off, but like, jumps back himself, and he's now facing, like, this enraged warrior woman, armed while he is unarmed, and she's like a freaking wolf mother protecting her cubs, right? He recognizes that, like, he's been wounded multiple times by these two, and he's just gonna freaking go outside and get his reinforcements. Like, what else needs to be done? So Temir, like, in, like, a fighter's crouch, like, turns and darts for the doorway, and at the same time Mila is recognizing, like, there is no way that they're going to be able to face off against these Veiled Fallen without, they're just not going to be able to. So what she does is she grabs Kato by the collar, and, maybe she says something like, "Excellent rescue attempt, brother," and, like, drags him out the back of the tent, and there's nowhere to go. Like, the only place to go is this 30-foot drop-off onto the ridge line, and then down to down onto the slopes and towards the shattered wastes. And, like, that's where they have to go. So like I think that she takes like 2 seconds to like slap Kato awake or like shake him awake or something. Like he's like freaking like lolled about, but you know, unless he, I mean, he is dying. Like he has received like a severe concussion from this man's gigantic fist. But I think that she manages to like pull him up, and then together they jump or tumble or fall like off the 30-foot drop on the other side to onto the slope. Man, this is not turning out well for Kato and the gang. But there's freaking nothing else for them to do. So, moves, I mean, they're going to have to endure harm. Like, they probably endure, like, Kato probably endures another 2 harm, which is another -2 momentum, down to 3. Endure harm, we're absolutely getting destroyed. God, okay, endure harm with iron. That's all he has. I mean, he's mumbling and stumbling and... +0. Give me something. Miss. Oh my god. On a miss, you suffer -1 momentum. If you're at 0 health, you must be wounded or maimed. -1 momentum. And I guess he's maimed now. Jesus Christ. What does maimed do? Man. Maybe there was a better way this could have gone, but I do not really see it. I mean, I guess when Kato jumped in to face Temir, this is the consequence that he was forced to deal with. So, conditions. Banes, maimed can be marked when you are at 0 health and fail to endure harm. You have suffered a wound which causes you ongoing physical challenges, such as the loss of an eye or hand, or you bear horrific scars which serve as a constant reminder of your failure. All right, yeah. Banes are permanent. They forever impact your character through the momentum penalty and, more importantly, through the narrative impact of being maimed or corrupted. So I think that what happens is they jump and, like, maybe it's not like a perfect cliff. Maybe it's like, you know, like a 95-degree angle instead of a 90-degree angle, right? But it's enough that Mila and Kato like tumble and fall down and like hit the ground, and Kato's leg is just broken, and like there's nothing to do but to keep running and to keep going on it and to flee away from these people, and he's gonna have a permanent limp. He's gonna have the permanent, the permanent minus to his momentum, but also the permanent debility in his leg that is going to remind him of, this encounter with Temir of the Iron Mask. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they've landed down on the slope. So on the far side, I mean, we imagine that Wolf Ridge is like here, and then they have this is the platform where the Veiled Fallen and with the standing stones where the Veiled Fallen had made camp. Man, the rolls were not going our way tonight. And Kato and Mila, like Kato, bleary and half awake now, is gonna have to make a move to try and, they're gonna have to face danger with Shadow. And we do have from last time, we do have the shadow spirits that are around him, and that he still has. We still have not used. And plus, we have the move to breach, traverse, or hide with an area held by an enemy force. So we are going to add one to our roll. We are going to take one to our roll to face danger with Shadow. And this is just going to represent, like, Mila and Kato, like, stumbling away down the hill into the mountains. Maybe, like, they can see the shattered wastes, but they, like, turn into the hill, and they're gonna just try and have to try and hide until we get +1. Oh please, oh please. Oh man. We got a failure And I mean, we're just gonna have to re-roll those 2d8s. There's nothing for it. Because a 6 is a roll of a 2. We're just gonna re-roll all of them. We're gonna re-roll all of them. Re-roll with and we're gonna so they stumble into the darkness, and Kato can hear the sounds of them being chased down this hill by Temir, who for the first time in front of his people is maskless, and he is angry, and he is covered in blood, and he is absolutely a raging maniac who is just going to kill definitely Kato if he can find him, and possibly Mila if he doesn't do something far worse to her. So we are going to re-roll this with our +1 as Kato knows that this is the moment when he needs the spirit more than ever, and he calls on them, and they wrap themselves around him and Mila, and we just have to hope. Oh, thank God, a weak hit. Something. You succeed but face a troublesome cost. You're delayed, you're tired or hurt, you're dispirited or afraid. We're definitely dispirited or afraid. That's the truth. Man, so we take that 1, and we succeed. We hide. They manage to hide, but we do have to endure stress. We have to do the endure stress move with spirit or heart, whichever is higher. I mean, what do we got going on here? We got heart 1, spirit 1, doesn't matter. So make the move. Shit. Endure stress with spirit, submit, and plus nothing. So, at long last, a strong hit. Endure stress. On a strong hit, you shake it off your spirit. If your spirit is greater than 0, suffer -1 momentum in exchange for +1 spirit. Embrace the darkness, take +1 momentum. What's our momentum right now? Our momentum is 2. Will a 3 momentum help us more than a 1 spirit? Fuck. We need that momentum. So we're going to take +1 momentum. Man. We're going to take... yeah, we're just going to take the +1 momentum as the darkness like closes in around them, and Kato embraces it. He is afraid. He is he stumbles with Mila into the trees, hiding. Like freaking they stumble down and fall in among like a rock pile, and just fucking think rock thoughts. We do have an opportunity, so we're going to use our Oracle. What kind of opportunity do we have? Action and theme. Uphold weapon. Uphold weapon. So, uphold. I'm going to look up the word uphold to see if the definition gives us any uphold definition. To confirm or support something, to maintain as a custom or practice. To confirm or support, often with something which has been questioned. So, they still have... Mila has managed to keep a grip on the kukri, and at this... Actually, well, we'll mark progress, first of all, on our vow. We'll mark progress on our... I can't believe this was only a dangerous vow to protect my sister and help her pay her debt. So we'll mark progress on that. But I think that Mila takes this weapon and she holds it out to Kato, and he grasps it. And when he grasps it, like the spirits around them react in some way. As he takes this kukri, and he the skulled kukri from their father, and the spirits around them who are guarding and protecting them, as he kind of upholds it in this moment of dire questioning, when all seems lost, the spirits react. Journey world. Oh man, are they about to journey into the spirit world? Oh my lord. Okay, so... Wow. as Kato raises this kukri in one hand, blood streaming down his face, and the shadows, the spirits of shadow and darkness wrapping around him, wrapping around Mila, and maybe he sees like the dark fluttering shape of Barda sweeping down through the forest towards them, and behind Barda they can see the torches that have just been seized from the campfire, and these burning brands coming down the hill, swarming after them. A whole almost a dozen of these veiled fallen warriors led by this gigantic figure of Temir. A vent, like a rent in reality, opens behind them, and there's only one place for them to go. They don't know what they're seeing. They don't know what they're feeling. They can feel the darkness and the cold that's just sucking at them, to beckoning them through. And Kato recognizes this feeling. He recognizes that this is what he faces every time he draws on the shadows to cloak him and protect him. This is the shadow way. This is the danger that he has always turned away from when he calls on the shadows, and the shadows try and tempt him to walk this dark path. And now the dark path is the only way out. And so, stumbling and falling through this rent in reality that opens like a gaping wound in the air in between the rocks, Kato stumbles and crawls through this hole, Mila falling behind, and maybe just Barda barely managing to swoop in before the gap closes, like the blinking eye of Sauron closing. And when Temir and the Veiled Fallen arrive, less than a minute later, there's nothing. Man, that was intense. Whew. Where on earth do we find ourselves? Where what's happening? Well, they're in the spirit world now. They're on the Shadow Way. The Eleri siblings are in the world of spirits, and I think that we're just gonna have to roll to see. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so we're gonna use one of our tables. We're gonna use a Delve Oracle, and we're going to roll for a theme and a domain. And I don't have the Delve book per se, but we'll just use this as inspiration for where they end up. A haunted shadow fen. So that's perfect. What is a fen, though? Fen meaning? Fen, a low, marshy, or frequently flooded area of land. You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like another area of the Ironlands known as the Flooded Lands. Holy moly. Okay. Mila and Kato step through the darkness, crawl through, and they land in water, in low, still water that is murky and covered in this green and black. What's it called when water is stagnant? Like, it's this stagnant, disgusting marshy water, and they kind of like splash into it, and there's this sensation of like they sink for a moment, and Kato's like, his face falls below water, and for a moment he thinks that he's drowning, but he struggles up and pushes himself up, and then slumps against this huge gnarled tree that like grows out of the swamp with these huge twisted roots, and he like slumps sideways against one of the roots, mud and blood covering him, and Mila kneels beside him, and she's gonna have to help her brother in some way, but they have no idea where they are. I mean, we're gonna have to figure out where they are. But, man, I think, is there a move for Mila to help Kato in some way just escape from this heal? Can somebody else heal me? When you treat an injury or ailment, roll plus wits. If you're mending your own wounds, plus wits or plus iron. Okay. So I can roll plus wits. Oh, no. I can't, because that would be to heal somebody else. So, is this sojourn? When you spend time in a community? No, we're not in a community. Aid your ally. When you secure an advantage in direct support of an ally. I guess what's going to happen is Kato needs to deal with his own wounds as well as he can. Now that he's conscious, you treat an ally and roll plus wits or plus iron, whichever is lower. Oh man, so I'm rolling plus wits. Luckily they're both plus 2, thank God. So they are in this haunted. Well, they don't know it's haunted yet, but we know, and that means that something is gonna come and frickin' try and fuck him up. So he's gonna have to heal himself. He's gonna roll with wits, I guess. Submit plus 0. A weak hit. On a weak hit as above, but you must suffer -1 supply or -1 momentum, your choice. Okay. Your care is helpful. If you have the wounded condition, you may clear it. Then take or give up. Take or give up to plus 2 health. Okay. Well, we'll get rid of wounded. That's okay. We'll get rid of wounded, and we'll take plus 2 health. We needed that. So I guess Kato takes a moment to, he takes this water and splashes it on his face, even though it's disgusting. He gets some of it in his mouth and it tastes awful, but he splashes it on his face. He clears himself. Maybe he takes a couple moments to just rest and recuperate a little bit. And Mila maybe helps him to grab some vines that kind of trail down from this tree, and they bind up his leg, because remember, his leg is permanently maimed now. Maybe they break off a branch and use it as a splint. So, they're in bad shape. They're in very bad shape, and Kato is alive, luckily, and he's no longer on the brink of death. But now we have to figure out, as the dungeon master, where in the flooded lands have the shadow spirits kind of deposited them, because I don't think they're not in the realm of the spirits like I originally imagined, but I think that what happened is they kind of fell through it, right? They fell through the spirit world, and in the spirit world, distance and time are not the same. I think that it's more like, things are warped, right? Like in the spirit world, it's almost more of a place of ideas and emotions and concepts, where things that seem far apart in reality are actually very close together, and things that seem close together are actually vastly separated. So what I'm going to do real quick right here is I'm going to draw on our map momentarily a little situation, little thing, and we are going to divide it up into some sections, and upon dividing it into these sections, we will decide where our heroes have found themselves. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's too big. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's what you're watching here, is watching me count up random boxes that we've drawn on the can't forget about this area. 25, 26, 27, 28. Can we roll D28? Roll D28. Guess we can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19. So here we are. We have, this is where we are, I guess. It's where we find ourselves. We're gonna just delete these real quick and give it to me good. There we go. All right, zoomed in. So this is where we find ourselves. I mean, I guess we're here in this marsh, and we have to give this place a name. So this will be location 4. How is this location 4? I didn't expect to ever come down here. Maybe map and background. We're gonna copy this lad. And back down we go. This is area number 4, and what are we gonna call it? Well, we have our map legend. Edit. There we go. Kato, if you would like to roll for the name of a place. Nope, this is an oracle. Whew. All right. I could have I could have just rolled on the regions map, but I mean that's not nearly as fun. Locations. What do we need? Okay. I mean, we know where we are. We're in a haunted Shadowfen. Do we need a descriptor? Do we need a name? No, we need a name for a place. We need a quick settlement name. Not a settlement, but it'll do. Greystone. Okay. So this is the Greystone Shadowfen. And we're going to spell gray with an E because it's just strictly the cooler and more literary way to spell it. Greystone Shadowfen. So I think Greystone makes me think of like a, we're kind of in like a swampy marsh biome. It makes me just think of like an ancient temple, like covered in, like built of these big blocks of gray stone that has like partially fallen down and fallen apart and is maybe like hidden deep in this, not jungly, but like in this marsh. And that would make sense with it being haunted as well. But so I think that nearby, if Kato and Mila look, they will find a this ancient lost Greystone temple in this swamp area. So we are going to say lost, built by the ancient civilization who inhabited the Ironlands before its current inhabitants. The Greystone Shadowfen is an area of swampy, jungly grossness, marsh with an with an old, broken down, tumbled down, haunted temple in its center. So, man, this is unreal. I guess we have to roll. We have to roll for Kato to find his way. Moves. We're going to try and gather information, just figure out where we are. Maybe send Barda out. Barda has been. Barda's probably like relatively happy. I mean, he knows that Kato is hurt. He's got that companion animal information. Like he knows that Kato is not doing well, but maybe he's finding some like swamp bugs that he can eat, or whatever ravens eat. We're going to gather information using wits and submit, and we don't have any modifiers. So we just got to hope that Barda can come back with some good information. A weak hit. On a weak hit, the information complicates your quest or introduces a new danger. Envision what you discover and take +1 momentum. So we take our +1 momentum. We do sorely need that. And I mean, I guess the complication, right, is that this isn't just some homey temple in the forest where they can rest, but rather a dangerous, haunted temple that is, we don't know what we'll find inside. And I mean, here we are in the flooded lands. I think that, in fact, we will find out next time on the stream or on YouTube, wherever you happen to be watching. And as maybe as dawn breaks over the flooded lands, Mila and Kato arrive in at the Greystone Shadowfen, the Temple of Greystone Shadowfen, and they are hoping for a place to rest their weary heads and to take stock of everything that has just happened to them. But who knows what dangers they're about to face. So thank you so much for joining me for this relatively short session. If you're watching me on YouTube, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel to keep up with the ongoing adventure. If you're on Twitch, consider leaving a follow. I'm going to be trying to stream every afternoon or evening for at least an hour or a couple hours, depending on how much time I have and where the story takes us. But and if you're watching on YouTube, the link will be down below in the description of where you can find me on Twitch, and vice versa on Twitch with YouTube. But thank you so much for joining me for this grand adventure, and until we meet again, keep telling stories.